Hey guys, Greg Kennedy. Not at Northminster today, at Casa Kennedy with a fire. It's really not cold enough to have a fire, but Mike said it would look cool. So really it's not cool, it's hot. And so I'm uncomfortable, but I'm here with one of my favorite chapters in all the Bible. And so we made it to John 2. Celebrate, pop the champagne or your water or your bubbly or whatever you have. If it's evening, you can have other options. But we're here, favorite chapter. You might wonder why I like this chapter. Well, it's Jesus on two edges of religious propriety. I mean, he's got to be offending a lot of people with these events. And so as you read these stories, I'm just curious, which one offends you more? Jesus, the one who extends a party? Or Jesus, the one who loses his temper in the church, in the temple? So I'm sure everybody's got an opinion, and one of the things I love about Dostoevsky is he says people love to be offended. And so we see that on the news all the time. So join in the offense, and then my encouragement is to get over it, because this is Jesus we're talking about. The youth group would be totally intrigued that Jesus is in two mildly inappropriate places, doing mildly inappropriate things. So he is not having a discussion with religious scholars. He is at a wedding party, and he is in the temple cleaning shop. So anyway, but we're focused on the wedding story for today. And I want you to read this. It's verses 1 through 11. And this is one of the 7 signs in John. That's his language for a miracle. Why this is in the place of prominence, the first miracle, it's not included in any of the other gospel stories. I don't know. There's so much to learn about God here. That God's at a party. Does that intrigue you? What does that say about God? Do you worship that kind of God? That God changes water into wine? How inappropriate. Can you imagine the drinking and driving going on? It was camel riding, but it could have been dangerous. And you look at today, we think about quantity and quality issues. Jesus goes for both of them. He makes a lot of wine. And can you imagine how he did it? He said, fill these ceremonial jars up with water. And, they didn't have running water there. It probably took an hour to bring in 180 gallons of water. And it was probably messy. There was probably someone with a mop. There was probably, party police kind of keeping people away so they wouldn't track mud through the house. You just got to imagine this. I'm in what I call family room number 1 in my house, and that much wine, it would have been 62 cases of wine, 750 bottles of wine. And then we find out it's just not any wine, it's good wine. So I want you to think not only the 5 questions, but here's an important one for this devotional. In your journal or wherever you're writing, I want you to deal with this question. Where is God making water into wine in your life? It's something to celebrate that God does that God can transform. He doesn't transform ordinary wine into extraordinary wine. He transforms water into wine. And so I got my 35th anniversary coming up in 14 months. I was kind of down on Valentine's Day in February, so I have to say this because people didn't think I loved my wife and stuff like that. But I've already bought a bottle of wine for my 35th anniversary 14 months away. And It's good, but I don't have a good quantity yet. But I just got one bottle. It comes in its own box. I've never had Dom Perignon. Never tasted it in my life, but I'm going to with my wife on May the 3rd in 2021. And it's cool. When you get good bottle of wine, you get your own box with gold print on it. And then, as if wine was difficult to understand, you get a book, a little pamphlet kind of book that gives you instructions on how to enjoy this bottle of wine, as if we needed instruction. It ends with drink responsibly. Wouldn't it be funny if verse 12 said, and drink responsibly? But it doesn't. But it's in like every language. So if you're Japanese or French or German, you're okay with Dom Perignon if you didn't know what to do with wine. But then, you know, it's the box opens up and bang, I've been keeping this in a cool place. Ooh, it's nice and cold, and in a dark place. And this is the wine it's really good. At least I paid a lot for it. And don't know if it's really good. But here's what I want to tell you. The wine Jesus makes in our lives is so much better than this. It doesn't change your life for a few minutes. It changes your life forever. Let God start a party today in your life. Take care. I broke both ankles trying to guard Mike Air Jordan Steel in basketball, and it didn't work out so well. So guys,
just bless your heart.
Keep me in prayer. Take care. We'll see you in about a month.